The all-new Fortuner has some big shoes to fill. The first generation Fortuner was released in 2005, and while it did undergo minor facelifts through the years, its overall form remained unchanged and stood the test of time. And now we have its younger brother, which bears no resemblance to the previous generation. And it has a really tough opening act to follow because many deemed the first Fortuner as the quintessential SUV. Outside, you'll be greeted by sleek projector headlamps and smooth flowing lines. The silhouette is complemented by a floating roof that just works to give this vehicle a more modern look. You'll see that this has a less rugged appeal compared to the previous model. The use of plastic body cladding now seems to be a thing of the past, as you will no longer find that in the current lineup of body-on-frame SUVs in our market today. At the back, we have these simple but rather elegant looking taillights. And I like the fact that Toyota didn't go overboard here. They came up with something simple that blends with the rest of the body, unlike other manufacturers wherein they use these really long, exaggerated taillights just to make the thing look radical or striking. For me, simplicity is key, and it really works here. Moving on to the interior, the first thing you'll notice is how Toyota has really raised the bar when it comes to fit and finish. The materials used here are plush, giving you that added joy of being in a vehicle that feels upscale. The center stack is in the form of this touchscreen head unit, which comes with navigation. Hooking it up to Spotify is a breeze, and it allows me to access my Tito playlist in seconds. Toyota has recently upgraded its G variant with automatic climate control that's intuitive and easy to use. This is a nice touch because the controls on the first G variant just looked so entry-level. And it's nice to be reminded that the year is 2017 and not 1995. I really like what Toyota did with the instrument cluster. You get a mix of classic gauges bundled with an LCD screen that displays heaps of useful information. There are even niceties such as an extra glove box, illuminated switches at the back, integrated AC vents, and 12-volt sockets galore. My favorite part of the interior is behind the wheel. I love chunky leather-wrapped steering wheels. It's important to have a decent tiller because this is what the driver will spend the most time touching. Or does that depend on who's riding shotgun? Nah, let's not go there. Back here on the second row, it's pretty roomy. And I can even slide these seats further back for that added room for me to stretch my legs. A simple nudge of this lever allows the seat to fold and tumble, which makes ingress to the third row very easy. Now that wasn't so hard, although it might be more difficult for guys with beer bellies or dad bods, but I wouldn't know. I can only assume. Sitting here at the third row, you'll find that you still have adequate knee room and headroom. But I'd be remiss to say that these seats are as comfortable as any of the other seats in the vehicle. So you might want to save these seats for the kids, or maybe your less favorite friends, or perhaps even your mother-in-law. Now that we've gone over the interior and exterior, it's time to take this baby for a spin. When driving a body-on-frame SUV, one would expect truck-like driving dynamics. That isn't the case here.
You also have two modes to choose from aside from the default or normal setting.
Each mode alters throttle response, and you select Eco mode if you're driving Miss Daisy, and Power mode if you're up for some spirited driving. Now the drive isn't exactly car-like, but unlike other SUVs I've driven, at least this still gives you good steering feedback. It also means you can tell where the wheels are pointing, and it doesn't feel like a boat, where you turn the wheel and it seems like nothing happens. This is still pretty responsive. When it comes to the suspension, it's a bit on the stiff side, but by no means harsh. Just enough to prevent excessive body roll. And I kind of like it. It's also nice how peak power comes in at 3,400 RPM, which means that you don't have to go all the way to the red line to feel the sensation of its peak power. It also means that it doesn't come in too early, where the car feels like it's out of breath when you get to the higher revs. Now this variant I'm driving comes with a 2.4 liter diesel engine, CRDI, and it makes about 147 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque. Now some would say that that doesn't sound like much, but trust me, it's more than enough. SUV segment, competition is cutthroat, and you may be perplexed deciding on which one of them to buy. This all-new Fortuner takes it home by bringing in features and build quality you would expect from vehicles with a bigger price tag. Together with Toyota's proven reliability and promising resale value, it's no surprise why this vehicle is always a strong contender.
So is this vehicle a worthy successor to the iconic first generation model? Absolutely.